Hey, what's going on, guys? Trunkoso here, back at you all again with a brand new Zombies Countdown video, and today I'm going to be going over what are, in my opinion, the top 5 best maps that new Zombies players should be playing in order to not only learn the game, but to become better players overall. So this top 5 idea was something that actually came to my mind fairly recently when a buddy of mine actually bought Black Ops 3 and started to play Zombies with me. Now, being brand new to Zombies, he actually pitched this idea to me. He was like, hey man, you should make a video going over the best maps for beginner zombie players, because I'm pretty new to this stuff, and I don't really know what I'm doing, and I just kind of want to learn how to play the game. And I thought it sounded like a pretty good idea, right? So here we are. Without further ado, here's my top 5 list of the best zombie maps for new or rusty players. Coming in at the number 5 spot, I decided to go with the map D Machine from Black Ops Cold War. D Machine, in my opinion, is a great starter map for any Zombies player, and it's also the most accessible map in Cold War, as it is the launch map of the game. Not only is it the most accessible map in the game, but it's also the smallest map, and everything on it, including getting perks and unlocking the Pack-a-Punch machine, which are essential tools in Zombies, is very straightforward and easy to learn for anyone. But the biggest reason why I think that D Machine is the best casual and new player map in Cold War is mainly because there's more than one strategy that can be used by players here. The main 2 strategies that shine on this map are, of course, training, or hoarding as some people will call it, where you round up all the zombies and you run them around in circles, and camping is also a viable strategy on this map as well. Considering these 2 ways of playing have been staples in the game mode for well over a decade, it is pretty important in my opinion for any player to know how to run these strategies effectively, and this map is great for learning them. But there are also many other things on this map that can really help new players out other than the things I mentioned before. For example, there are workstations where players can craft things like grenades, and even multiplayer kill streaks like the chopper gunner or a death machine that can help you get out of a jam. There are also 2 bosses on the map that will provide players with a decent mid-round challenge, the Plague Hounds and the Megaton, so new players are also introduced to boss zombies. I can go on for a little while about how many great things there are on this map, but overall I would say that D Machine is probably the best map in Cold War for new or casual zombie players, because it's not only accessible, but it also serves as a great introduction map to several key aspects of the game mode, like perks, the Pack-a-Punch, bosses, strategies, and much more. So because of all that, I think D Machine is a great map for any novice zombie player, and it comes in at number 5. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we have the map Town from Black Ops 2. So Town is a submap of Transit, but unlike Transit, Town actually offers an overall pretty solid experience for casuals and new players alike. The map consists of a central area where Pack-a-Punch is accessible right from the start, and around the center part of the map are 4 different areas, each with different features. For example, at the bar, the player has access to Stamina Up and Quick Revive, as well as the Galvanuckles and a Mystery Box spawn. And also in the map, you have access to the rest of the original 4 perks, being Juggernog, Double Tap 2.0, and Speed Cola. And if you're playing with your friends, you'll have access to the infamous Tombstone Soda, which can be abused to obtain every perk on the map if you know how to do the Tombstone trick. Along with the Pack-a-Punch, the Mystery Box, and the perks, players on the map also have access to at least a couple of camping spots for early to mid rounds, as well as a giant training spot in the middle of the map. Now granted, training on Town can be a bit annoying at times because of the lava on the ground, but personally I don't really mind it that much, and I honestly think it's actually a pretty good thing because it teaches you how to train in more dangerous scenarios, and it also makes you way more wary of your surroundings, which is also an important zombie skill if you ask me. Also, Town is really fun to play with friends because it's a bit more chaotic and fun in co-op, and it has a lot of replayability in that regard. So if you're still playing Black Ops 2 Zombies these days, and you and your buddies want to have a casual experience, or maybe you just want to improve your skills, I'd recommend going to Town, as it's probably the closest thing to an easy, casual, and beginner-friendly experience in Black Ops 2 Zombies, and it comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have Kino from Black Ops 1 and 3 on Zombie Chronicles. So unless you've been living under a rock or have never touched a Black Ops game, you'll probably know that Kino is one of, if not the most beloved and iconic map in Zombies history. Especially adored by noobs and casuals, the map overall is very straightforward and incredibly easy to understand. As soon as you spawn in, there's only 3 things that you'll need to take care of on the map. Number 1, you'll have to build up some points so that way you'll be able to go to the power room and turn on the power. Number 2, once you have the power on, you'll just need to buy some perks and get the Pack-a-Punch teleporter ready for use. And number 3, you just need to find a gun that you like and Pack-a-Punch it, and really after that you're pretty much set up. So because of this very easy setup process, a lot of beginners tend to gravitate towards Kino. In this regard, the map really excels at gameplay. And speaking of gameplay, I can't forget to mention that Kino was the map that introduced a lot of people to the iconic method of training zombies. On the stage area of the map, the player is given a pretty decent area of open space where they can practice training zombies and grouping them up into hordes. They then can proceed to gun them down or shoot them with the iconic Thunder Gun, which also debuted on this map. The Thunder Gun, in my opinion, is the perfect wonder weapon. It blasts zombies out of your way instantly, and it does infinite damage. But the best part about this thing is that you can use it both offensively and defensively, meaning you can use it to attack the zombies, but if you somehow get into a tricky situation and you know you might take it down, you can just shoot your thunder gun to blast any zombies out of your way and you'll get off scot-free. This makes the thunder gun one of the best wonder weapons in zombies, and because of its easy to use and forgiving nature, plenty of noobs tend to enjoy this thing a lot. And even as a zombie veteran, I still think this is one of the most fun weapons to use in zombies, hands down. So overall, Kino is a pretty easy map, and it's also great for teaching people how to play zombies. And out of all the maps I've put on this list, I think Kino would probably be the one that would most appeal to noobs and casuals. Kino is great, and it comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have the Giant from Black Ops 3, or Doris if you're playing World at War. In my opinion, the Giant is the quintessential casual and beginner zombies experience. The reason I say this is because the Giant is the only base Black Ops 3 map that really provides players with a casual and easy setup process. Similarly to Kino, the player has the same objectives: turn on the power, open Pack-a-Punch, and upgrade your guns. However, on this map, unlike Kino, setting up feels pretty accomplishing. That's because in order to unlock the Pack-a-Punch on the Giant, the player needs to link 3 teleporters spread out across the map to the mainframe in the spawn room. This means that in order to set up, the player needs to explore the entirety of the map, which I personally think is great because not only does it help with learning the layout of the map, but there's also a sense of feeling rewarded when you finally do unlock Pack-a-Punch. Once Pack-a-Punch is available, most people will upgrade their guns and then proceed to camp on what is one of the most famous spots in all of zombies, the catwalk. Camping here is very effective for mid-rounds because the zombies will run at you in a straight line, so all you need to do really is just aim at the head and keep gunning down any that are coming towards you. And if you're playing with your friends, doing this strategy becomes much faster paced, and believe me, you're going to have tons of fun camping on that catwalk. So while I wouldn't say that the Giant is as easy as Kino or Town or even D-Machine, it still provides newer players with an overall simple but fun experience, and it also provides a decent challenge, especially past round 30 or so if you're relying on the catwalk strategy. So like Kino, I think the Giant is a great map for improving at zombies, and it's also very fun to play both solo or co-op, so because of that, it comes in at number 2. And finally, coming in at the number 1 spot as the best map for new players, we have Ascension from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3 in Zombie Chronicles. The reason Ascension is the best map for beginners is because it is hands down one of the easiest maps in all of zombies.
All too easy.
The reason this map is so damn easy is because not only do you have the Thunder Gun and the Gersh devices as wonder weapons, but you also have several training spots throughout the map that have plenty of free space to train in. For example, there's the spawn room, which is super easy to train in once you practice it. There's also that area where the rocket launches next to Pack-a-Punch, but I'd say probably the most well-known spot is where Widow's Wine or PhD Flopper would be located, where you have this giant square area to train in, and to add the cherry to the sundae, there's actually a lunar lander location in the center of it that you can call in if you somehow end up getting in a jam or red screen and you just need a quick getaway. Ascension is the map for training, and out of every map in zombies, this is without a doubt the best map to learn how to train on. And like I said earlier, with the Thunder Gun and the Gersh devices being on this map, it's very hard to go down unless you're just messing around or you're just bored and decide to end the game. And I'd bet if you ask most veteran players what map their first round 50 game took place on, odds are they'll tell you it was on Ascension. Most people who played Black Ops 1 learned how to play zombies on this map. And for those of you who weren't around for Black Ops 1, I would recommend you buy the Zombie Chronicles DLC for Black Ops 3 and play Ascension there. The remastered version is even better than the original. But regardless of which version you're playing, both games will give you the same result. You'll not only become a training god, but you also have picked up debatably the most important basic skill of zombies and become a significantly stronger zombies player as a whole. And Ascension, for that reason alone, comes in at number 1 as the best map for beginner players. But anyways guys, now that I went over the 5 best starter maps in zombies, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. If you enjoyed this top 5, be sure to show me some love by liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and feel free as well to leave a comment down below, especially if you want to give some feedback, recommend some top 5 ideas, or even better, if you have your own top 5 best starter map lists, I'd love to read them. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out my social media. I put out most of my updates and other information on my Instagram account, so if you want to stay up to date on what I'm working on, consider checking that out. I'll have links to my social media down below. But with that being said, until next time, this is Trunkoso signing off. Bye.